January 15th, 2009, U.S. Airways Flight 1549 ingested birds in both its engines after takeoff from New York's JFK Airport. This caused the airliner to lose power and crash in the Hudson River. 155 lives were saved. Just 1 month later, a Colgan airliner Flight 3407 crashed, killing all on board due to pilot error. The difference between the two accidents is what is called the missing link. Lack of CRM training caused all aboard to perish. This is why pilots must be trained to overcome humans' weakness, use all available resources, and make the right decisions. This training is called Crew Resource Management Training or Cockpit Resource Management Training.
Today we're going to discuss cockpit resource management, which encompasses safety, checklist usage, whether it be normal, abnormal, or emergency procedures. Cockpit resource management, or CRM, is a big part of what we do here, taking jets from point A to point B. Main goal is to promote the safest flight we can. Today we're going to use the Gulfstream 5 and the Galaxy.
Resource management training was originally introduced after an airliner crashed on December 28, 1978. This aircraft, operated by United Airlines, departed Stapleton Airport in Denver to fly to Portland International Airport. The flight would not make its trip due to the crew's lack of CRM training. They became too preoccupied by the landing gear indicator lights showing that not all of the landing gear was lowered. While investigating, they suffered fuel exhaustion, causing the aircraft to crash, killing 10 and seriously injuring 24 of the 189 people on board. This was a direct result of poor crew and CRM training, having both pilots fixated on one problem. As a result, United Airlines created the first industry's crew resource management training that caused all U.S. air carriers to adopt this critical training to enhance safety, and the program since 1980 has also been incorporated throughout the world by showing it has shown to reduce accidents caused by pilot error. Nowadays, with better training and equipment advances, flying safety has greatly improved as well. According to the International Civil Aviation Accident Statistics, at least 70% of aircraft accidents were caused by human error. CRM training has proven to help in dramatically reducing crews' errors and enhance their performance. CRM is ongoing training. Flight crew members have to take this training every 6 months. There are 4 primary factors in CRM: situational awareness, decision-making, crew communication, and team management. Situational awareness is commonly referred to as what we call the big picture. The crew member should well perceive the incident, be able to understand the incident and how the available resources work, including human resource and technical resources, are interrelated into accomplishing the incident and predict the future factors of the incident. Many kinds of problems can affect situational awareness. For example, individuals' technical capability, inappropriate process, incorrect or vague information, exhaustion, and bad mood. Flight crews can be trained to overcome some human limitations because humans tend to make the same mistakes. To be well prepared, for example, being familiar with the flight manual, carefully using checklists and worksheets, acquainting with the flight plan, and getting airports weather information can dramatically enhance situational awareness.
Well, this is my workstation. As the captain, it's up to me to make sure I do the walk around for the exterior checks as well as the interior. I've got it hooked up to a GPU, so we have the electronics all booted up so you can see it. This is a Gulfstream 5 model. What you see here, I know it looks like a lot, but these are FMSs, flight management systems. And what we put in here, it tells the airplane, we have to tell the airplane where it's at so it knows where it's going. It works off of latitude and longitude coordinates. And these are the radios here. All your electronics, I should say all your buses, your AC and DC systems, as well as engine starts. You have checklists on board. This one's pretty generic, but it'll give you a good idea of what is what. You know, here's like the before start checklist. You know, is pre-flight inspection, is it complete or not? If it is, then you'll run complete. Circuit breakers check. These are the circuit breakers. If any of those are popped out, there's a problem for whatever reason. It's got to be checked. Batteries have to be checked for the correct voltage, correct amperage. Everything goes in a sync per checklist and some. So I mean, it's constant check per checklist, and so there's nothing that was overlooked, because there are some.
In an aircraft, communication has specific goals: to gain flying information and transfer relevant information. This communication can be applied face-to-face or through technical tools or code. Radio is one of the common technical tools, for example, sterile cockpit below 10,000 feet. The content of this communication should be standardized, so does the information code, regardless which method is used. The information should be transferred concisely and clearly. The flight crew members are trained to have the capability to communicate in a standard and appropriate format. Captains of the aircraft as well as other crew members should report any suspicious situation that they find in the most expeditious way.
CRM is crew resource management, and that is between the two pilots and myself, the flight attendant. That's our way of communicating, knowing what is our setup, aircraft information, flight, how many passengers we have, and then in event of an emergency, for instance, the CRM would come in, because before the flight we get briefed on what would happen if we need to make a landing and turn around and go back, something taking off in flight, or anything during flight, or actually on landing. So then the crew all works together. They check with me to see if all the passengers and the baggage and everything is stowed in the back for safety. They check the outside of the aircraft. Anything that needs to be listed or mentioned as far as weather, if the weather's good, they give me all that information. So it goes general and also for safety.
Modern aviation relies on complex equipment and systems. It is difficult to accomplish an assigned task by one crew member. Therefore, teamwork is necessary. Crew members have to cooperate to ensure flight safety. The flight crew has a common goal: to achieve their flying task. A good crew doesn't have to rely on guessing what the others will do. Everyone's cooperative spirit and training will influence the crew's performance. Captains should be able to appropriately assign tasks to crew members and ensure that nobody has work overload, and he or she should follow a standard protocol to instruct the crew and create a friendly atmosphere to enhance the safety and coordination of all crew members. Not only crew members in the cockpit need to cooperate, members in the cockpit have to facilitate to the flight attendants as well, because flight attendants can help cockpit crew to understand the situation in the cabin and maintain the safety in an aircraft.
For a long, long time, I was flying for several people, and I was what they call the single pilot. I was the captain, I was the first officer, I was the flight attendant, I was the chief pilot. I did it all, you know, and it was therefore very hard for me. Then all of a sudden, when you fly with somebody else, you know, to share responsibility. So, and that was pretty hard for me. But I like it. Definitely, I like it now, because now you have, you know, two people, two different opinions, two pair of eyes, a lot of experience up here. For me, it's a big part of the CRM. It's just the teamwork.
Some studies show that pilots' decisions were directly based on how they perceive the situation. Having a strong background in situational awareness can help pilots make the needed decisions within a limited scope of time. Good communications also help to make good decisions necessary for the safety of flight. This will enable pilots to establish their strategies and tactics for the incident by comparing what they are being told to what they see, which again emphasizes the importance of situational awareness. Recent studies in the field of naturalistic decision-making, making decisions in a natural setting, real-life environment, have brought forward several considerations for training to be designed around and including mental simulation, pattern matching, story building, and the power of intuition. Training can help pilots form decisions based on their knowledge and experience. Using scenario-based is a great way to begin to build patterns and stories of how to operate in a normal routine versus an emergency situation. As CRM gained success in the aviation industry, it spread into the military and business field. The U.S. Coast Guard has implemented CRM training and reduced their on-the-job injuries by 74%. Several other industries have developed their own CRM training, including the shipping, medical, and railroad industries.
Just being prepared mentally, if there were an emergency, just to be able to be prepared to handle that is always a challenge, and it's there because unless you've been in one, you're not sure what would be expected. But the training really covers all the bases in event of any emergency, whether it's fire or water landing. And so the more times it's practiced and you go to training, there for safety, and it's an automatic, by the time it's mental, that you rehearse it, you read it, you are tested on it, and then physical, we actually do the drills, and then emotionally, you're geared up to mentally to be strong with it. So all those three factors, the human factors, kind of pull together, and you're ready. It's just kind of a state to be there.